Yes, we welcome back to another video on the Big Steph channel, and today we're previewing Arsenal taking on Bayern Munich at the Emirates in Arsenal's first Champions League quarterfinal in over a decade. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a massive one against our arch nemesis. We're going to preview it next. Let's go!
I'm really in my zone. All my niggas getting cheese like it's provolone. They ain't with us out the bottom, so they'll never know. Even through trial and error, gotta keep yourself composed. Feel like me, no bitch, I'm chasing all my dreams.
But firstly, before we get into the video, guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. We're halfway there. We're pushing, we're grinding every single day to reach that target. So it would mean so much to me if you could hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, share the content with any fans you want to share the content with, or anybody in general you think this content is interesting too. Now, let's get into the preview. Firstly, Arsenal come into this game undefeated in the Premier League and looking very, very strong. 10 wins from the last 11, only conceding 4 goals throughout that stretch, scoring over 30 goals. We have been electrifying. And even in the games where we haven't been beating teams 6-0, 4-0, 5-0, 4-1, we've been looking very, very professional in our performances. You see Luton 2-0, Brighton 3-0. Comprehensive, professional victories, getting the job done and looking good while doing it. Now, the opposite can't be said for Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich come into this game, I have their last 7 games up on the screen, that has 3 wins, a draw, and 3 losses, with those losses coming against Bochum, Borussia Dortmund, and Heidenheim. The last after they were 2-0 up at halftime and lost the game. Now, form when it comes to Champions League ties can be a bit misleading, especially when you have something called experience. Now, this Bayern Munich side is not only led by a Champions League winner in Thomas Tuchel, who won it as a manager, but also they have countless players who have gone deep in the tournament as well as won the Champions League title themselves. Arsenal, however, only have 2 Champions League winners, and they come from Chelsea, Jorginho and Havertz. The rest of the boys are very inexperienced at this level of the competition. We have good players, not saying we don't, but that inexperience could be very costly. However, I do think Arsenal have one key thing that I think will hold crucial, but we'll save that for a bit later. Now, let's touch a little bit more on Bayern. Bayern are 16 points off the title at the time of writing. 16 points off the title. And the guys they're going up against haven't lost a game all season in Bayer Leverkusen. So we know what this means to Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich have to put all their eggs in this basket, and they're going to want to do that, and they're going to want to make a statement, especially on Arsenal, giving the history between these two clubs. The last 3 times Arsenal have played Bayern Munich in the Champions League, it has been 5-1 each time, with the aggregate scores 15-3. Like I said in my previous preview video in reacting to the draw, this is a very difficult task for Arsenal. Not only will Bayern Munich be up for it and ready and roaring to go, but they will have a point to prove. They will look to establish themselves. They will want to establish themselves. However, I feel this Arsenal team will not let that happen. I think the defensive solidity we've been showing over these last couple of weeks, the lesson we got from Porto going into that Champions League first leg, not knowing if we wanted to win the game, not knowing if we wanted to just be content with the result. I think that lesson and that ability, especially in the second leg where we've shown that we can sit off of it and not panic, I think that Champions League tie against Porto is what Arsenal needed to wake them up in this competition and wake up these players and say, yes, you're a good team, but it takes a little bit more to win the Champions League. It takes that bit of know-how to win this title. I'm not saying it comes instantly. We've seen Champions League teams over the years have to suffer before they get over the hump. But I do think Arsenal do have a good chance to beat this Bayern Munich team, seeing the form they're on, seeing the form we're on, seeing the structure we've been having defensively and the key players coming back at the right moment. I think this Arsenal team is prime and ready to get the job done. Now, speaking on players coming back from injury and what possible players we could see on for Tuesday's game, I have my predicted 11 going up here. As you can see, the defense has one surprise in it, but majority of it pinks itself. You have David Raya in goal, Ben White at right back. You have Saliba and Gabriel, that immense pairing who has done us well all season. And then I personally went for Tomiyasu. Now, a lot of people would say Kivior. A lot of people will probably not have Zinchenko in. A lot of people would wonder if Timber's on the bench or what's the update on Timber. I would say Tomiyasu just for the mere fact that he provides that defensive solidity. He's strong. We've seen the good performances he's had against pacey players. Kivior is also very robust. Could stick to the task. We've also seen that in the Premier League this season, especially when we needed him to step up. Kivior was very good. I think it's a toss-up. I wouldn't mind seeing Kivior, but I just think Arteta might go with Tomiyasu just for the fact that I think he prefers Tomiyasu. So that's just a prediction. But I wouldn't personally mind either Tomiyasu or Kivior getting the start for this game. Now midfield, we might see another surprise. Partey, Odegaard, Declan Rice. I went with Thomas Partey because I thought in that Luton game, he was absolutely outstanding. The composure he brought to the game, the way he was able to pick passes, take down the ball, control the tempo of the game, get on it, look brave, spray passes in behind. I thought Thomas Partey's range of passing was absolutely outstanding. And if Arsenal are to soak up pressure and to have to deal with a lot of suffering, Thomas Partey's out ball and ability to play that out ball could be something that Arsenal need significantly. Now, I'm not saying that Jorginho can't play that pass or doesn't have that ability to play that pass. Jorginho does have that passing range and does have that ability. But I just think with Jorginho playing so many games, also recently playing against Brighton, he rested Partey entirely against Brighton. I think we could possibly see that number 6 position rotated in and out between the two. And I think Partey coming in for this first leg at the Emirates will be absolutely key. Now, if Arsenal do pick up a win and we do take that lead and going into the second leg, I think we could possibly see Jorginho coming in for that second leg, but who knows? But I think first leg, I think it might be Thomas Partey, Declan Rice, and Martin Odegaard. Not only able to win the ball back, like I said, in good areas, but I think that midfield is going to be able to keep the ball well, dictate a lot of tempo, and Thomas Partey has that ability to find the out ball, who I think would be in that front three. We have Martinelli on the left, you have Havertz up top, and we have Bukayo Saka on the right. No, I think Bukayo Saka speaks for himself. He's held down that position for years now. He's been an absolute stalwart in the team. When he's fit, he plays. No need to talk about Saka. Havertz up front. I thought Havertz has been on great form. I think even though Jesus is back in the side, we see Trossard getting goals. I think, like I said, that physical presence of Kai Havertz, who leads the press really well with Martin Odegaard, who has that height and has that aerial ability, will win headers for us, will win the first ball, could possibly win second balls, and get onto the end of crosses we'll be putting in the box. Havertz is another key for this game. And Martinelli will be key in terms of how we play because we're going to need that out ball. Like I said, Thomas Partey is going to have to play that out ball and we're going to be able to transition on the counter. I thought in the game against Man City, we missed it massively because, like I said, we sat deep that game, we held a good structure, and we countered well. If Arsenal do go with that game plan, we're going to need that outlet of pace with Martinelli that he provides. That is absolutely key. And I think we miss it so much when we play this style. Absolutely massively, Martinelli needs to be in this starting 11 for me, personally. He just carries a massive threat. He's able to bring their wingers back in Sane, in Coleman, whichever side they either play on. He's going to force their wingers to drop back and force pressure on Mazraoui, who just come back from injury. And we're going to need that pace massively. I think Martinelli is a key factor in this game. Now for Bayern, it's funny enough that going into the game, Tuchel was talking about the players that he could possibly miss, how Neuer could possibly be out, Sane could possibly be out, Coleman could be out, Mazraoui, like I said. All of them are back for this game. So don't be surprised if you hear players are out and they come into play against Arsenal because, like I said, Bayern are 16 points off the league and the Champions League is a last chance saloon. They're they're going to want to do whatever they possibly can to go far in this competition. They absolutely are going to play their hearts out. So all Arsenal fans, do not expect an easy game. Expect it to be tough. I'm not saying to doubt the side, but expect it to be a very, very tough game, even if there's no away fans in the ground. Even if there's no away fans. So I think it's going to be a very competitive game, a very tricky game, a very intense game, a game that Arsenal are needed to be switched on straight through and all the way through, and even into the next leg. I think Arsenal have learned from the lessons. I don't think they will panic. I think the Porto tie taught Arsenal and this taught this club a lot. Should have taught the players a lot, and showing that you don't need to win every game in the first leg, in the opening 20 minutes, in the opening 30 minutes. Have a measured approach. But you have an opportunity to go up Bayern as well. How would Mikel Arteta approach this game? Personally, what I would do, I'm not saying I'm Mikel Arteta or I'm good as Arteta or anything like that, but I'd have a go up Bayern for the first 15, 20, see how the game goes, and adjust from there. But I think you absolutely take the game to Bayern Munich. You absolutely take the game to Bayern Munich, especially if we have Martinelli, Saka, Havertz, Odegaard. If we have our full squad, like we're expected to, go at Bayern. Take them on, see what you can get. Opening minutes. They have been vulnerable, like I said, in the league. They give up goals. They will give up goals, but they do score goals. And they have that man, Harry Kane, who always seems to score against Arsenal. So I'm not saying to be wary. I'm not saying to fear Bayern. Have that element of caution based on history, based on their experience, based on the players that they have. But Arsenal, I expect Arsenal to be on the front foot, be willing to take the game to Bayern, and be willing to show why they deserve to go far in this competition again. Now, score prediction. I've been debating this one, honestly. I do think we will keep a clean sheet. I know a lot of people might be surprised with that, having Harry Kane and it also being Bayern and it also being the Champions League and it's not the Premier League, and a lot of people, I understand all of those things. I think Gabriel and Saliba have proven that they can take on any test possible, especially when you have Declan Rice and that strong press and structure in front of them. That back line has been absolutely solid this entire season. And if Arsenal are going to go far in this competition, we're going to have to rely on that defense again, which is why I will say Arsenal a 2-0 victory. Goal scorers? No, I'll just throw goal scorers in there just for the fun of it. Who cares? It really don't matter. It really doesn't matter for me who scores. I just would love a win for Arsenal. But if I'm gonna give a score, I'd say Bukayo Saka and probably Gabriel from a set piece. He deserves it. He should have had a few goals against Brighton. So Gabriel is probably gonna get his goal. Hopefully, let's hope. And I just say Bukayo Saka for the second. But I think Arsenal are gonna win 2-0. We're gonna keep a clean sheet. We've been relying on defense all season. And let's get the job done, boys. It's gonna be a difficult one, but we can do it. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Like I said, we're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. We're pushing every single day to get to that goal. Thank you for all the love and support you've shown to this channel. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.